So Marvel Studios just had their animation type panel today at San Diego Comic-Con 2022, and they did share some new information about the animated series that we already knew were in development and stuff. So I'm going to go over everything that they seem to talk about. So if you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content. So to start, they released a trailer for I Am Groot, which comes out on August 10th, and it's a series of 5 shorts, which will all be released on that day of release, August 10th. And if you're not familiar with some of Disney Plus's shorts, they have some for like Frozen as well. So you can expect these to be like non-canon, kind of cute 5-minute shorts or so. I just expect it to be a fun little series to watch. I don't expect it to be anything too serious, but it does look like the animation is pretty good. So the trailer for I Am Groot released, and it comes out on August 10th. So the next thing they talked about was Spider-Man Freshman Year, which was announced back at one of the investor days, I think, back at the end of last year. So it does seem differently than what it was originally supposed to be, at least when they announced it. So they did confirm it's coming out in 2024, but the way they're describing it, I shouldn't even say describing it, the way it's showing off, it does not seem like it is MCU canon anymore. Initially, they said it would be an animated series following Spider-Man before the events of Captain America Civil War in the MCU, but that now kind of seems impossible because it looks like they're doing more of a what-if situation, with one of the main situations of the what-if being, what if instead Tony Stark being the mentor to Peter, if it was Norman Osborn instead. So the series seems like it will take place in the same general time frame as that pre-Civil War Peter Parker, but it will be like a different universe than Earth 616, because we already know that Norman Osborn doesn't exist on Earth 616 in the MCU, and this is also coupled with the fact that Harry Osborn will be in the series, along with Doc Ock, Scorpion, Rhino, Tombstone, and Chameleon as some of the villains. So obviously we know that aside from Scorpion being in prison in the post-credit scene for Spider-Man Homecoming, none of these characters have true Earth 616 counterparts as of right now that we know of. They also showed off some outfits that Peter will have in the series, as well as confirmed that Daredevil will be a part of it for a team-up, also being voiced by Charlie Cox himself, which I thought was a really nice detail. I also do want to point out that I think Disney still is advertising the series as MCU Peter Parker before Civil War. I think you also have to understand, though, that people think that the MCU just refers to like the main universe, Earth 616, but I think going forward, when people talk about the MCU, and especially me included, they're going to be referring to the entirety of it, like the entire multiverse of the MCU is going to be in reference when people just mention the MCU like that, because clearly, like I said, this series does not look like it takes place on Earth 616, but it does look interesting. I am very curious on that spin with Norman Osborn seemingly taking the place of Tony Stark, so I think that's going to be interesting. Now, another title they mentioned was What If Season 2, which is now slated to be released in early 2023. They confirmed that the Captain Carter that we saw in Multiverse of Madness was not the same Captain Carter from the What If show, which I felt was pretty apparent, at least, given that there was no sort of references to the events of the series in Multiverse of Madness, which I felt like would be a big thing to mention, considering they were like the multiversal Avengers in that series. But apparently there will also be storylines in Season 2 that involve an adaptation of the Marvel comic Marvel 1602, which has heroes in the Elizabethan era of history, along with some stories about Hela, Odin fighting the Mandarin, Yondu giving young Peter Quill to Ego, Captain Carter meeting the Winter Soldier, and some alternate Ragnarok storyline with Tony Stark on Sakaar with Valkyrie and the Hulk. And they also did confirm that they plan on releasing a 3rd season as well. Now, the stuff mentioned for this next one, Marvel Zombies, honestly surprised me a little bit, and I'm more excited for this series now. So Marvel Zombies was talked about, and it was given a surprise rating of TVMA. So I honestly am surprised at that rating, because it is an animated show, so for it to be rated TVMA, it just makes it more interesting for the possibilities that they could be going about it in the future. So they confirmed that the release date, if I can speak, for the series will be 2024, and they showed some pictures of the heroes who are not zombified in the series, which include Shang-Chi, Red Guardian, Jimmy Woo, Yelena Belova, and Kate Bishop, just among others. There were others there. They also showed off some zombie versions of the heroes, including Zombie Captain America, Captain Marvel, Abomination, Abomination, Ghost, Okoye, Hawkeye, and the Scarlet Witch, as well as, and honestly, I thought this was the coolest one, a zombified Icarus, because it looks like part of him is like still intact, which results in this really cool design, in my opinion. And I'm just really interested to see where this series is gonna go. And the way they have Icarus zombified, it's like, is he gonna be like a full zombie or what? Because he does not look the same as the other zombies. So it definitely has piqued my interest. And finally, they discussed some details for one of the most anticipated series for me, or one of the just releases in general, and that's X-Men 97, which was confirmed to be released in fall of 2023, and they showed off some art for the show, along with some of the heroes and villains. One of the interesting things revealed, in my opinion, was that Magneto will be leading the X-Men, because at the end of the animated series, Charles Xavier went into space to be cared for by the Shi'ar after he was almost dying. So the main cast of heroes are returning to include Rogue, Gambit, Wolverine, Jubilee, Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey, and Beast, and then Bolivar Trask and Sentinels will be among some of the villains in the series, and apparently Season 2 has also already been confirmed. So I can't wait for them to release a trailer for this so I can see some of the animation in action, because I'm honestly very excited to see where they're going to take this. So that wraps up all of the animated announcements from today's panel. The real panel is going to be tomorrow night, Saturday, and that's going to be the live action reveals panel that they're going to have going on. So I'm really excited to see if there's going to be any big reveals there, although the word on the street and the rumor going around is that they might save some of the bigger stuff for the D23 Expo, which I believe is September 9th through 11th, or just early September in general, I'm pretty sure is when that takes place. So either way, even if they don't announce some super big stuff tomorrow, we could potentially expect even more announcements right around the corner in September. But I do think that they might talk about things like Blade, and maybe even they might mention Deadpool 3, because that's been one of the only X-Men type products that they have been open about working on and stuff like that, and I know is in active development. Not necessarily film production, I'm pretty sure, but I know it is in active development at this time. So comment down below if you enjoyed all of the animated information released today, and if you're excited for the live action announcements that's going to be happening soon. If you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content, and I appreciate you for watching the video.